Hey everyone, I am T-Rex, and today I will be reviewing all of Season 1 of the entire show of WandaVision. It has not been out that long, so this will be a non-spoiler review. I have a lot of other WandaVision videos coming out, and I have one coming out on Sunday, so make sure you look out for that. And with that out of the way, let's start with my review of WandaVision. First off, we can start with the narrative, which is about Wanda Maximoff making a world where she can live out her dream life with Vision while the outside world is trying to find a way to make contact with her. Now, this is a very twisty type of story where it's kind of a mystery, and there are huge plot points and spoilers that I could bring up, but I'm not going to because this is a non-spoiler review. So that's just the baseline plot, but it is a lot bigger of a story. And this story for the first 4 episodes is kind of just this, where it's her and her world and the government trying to make contact. But after that, they really do some twists and it really changes into something else. And with those first 4 episodes though, it really takes its time up. Instead of really focusing on the plot more and focusing on the characters and setting up those characters, so they're able to do more plot heavy things with their good characters and their story down the road. But it really takes to about episode 5 for you to be like, oh yeah, now we're really going somewhere, and it really kicks into gear. But before that, they just kind of had you setting up characters, and the plot does get really good and has a lot of twists, but it really takes a while for it to know where it's going and takes a while for it to set up everything. Plot is really good. I really like the twist they did, but the thing about a TV show is that it really lives or dies on its pacing more than a movie. In a movie, you can have okay or bad pacing, and you can save it kind of because it's not that long. But yeah, in a TV show, you're definitely going to need some good pacing. That way, you're able to give off a really good first impression, and that people don't get bored or drop the show or think it's bad just because the first few episodes they didn't really enjoy. And with this show's pacing, it's not the best early on. It doesn't feel like we're getting anything meaningful until around episode 4 and 5. I remember after watching episode 3 thinking, I don't really feel that there's a threat or anything that keeps me interested or getting the plot moving. A lot of people that I've talked to have said at the beginning that they just didn't really enjoy it, or they're just watching it because they want to know what's going to happen in the MCU. I just think the pacing early on really sent a bad kind of taste in everyone's mouth because it was really slow starting, and I think a lot of people just weren't looking for that. But especially in like episode 5 and later on in the show, it got a shot of adrenaline in the arm, and the show just takes off running and doesn't slow down and really ends with a knockout finale. This leads you to a show where if you're ever going to go back and rewatch it, you're probably just going to end up skipping those first 4 episodes. The show though towards the end is amazing. It has movie like good special effects, and it has very high quality, and I was really invested towards the end. It's just the beginning of the show where it took so long for anything to get going, and I think a lot of people are just going to end up dropping the show possibly right off at the beginning. And I'm not saying that the first episodes are bad, it just feels that they aren't really progressing and that there's no real like focus and not anything pushing the narrative forward. Now it might seem that I'm being a little hard on a show that I enjoyed. That's because the last 5 episodes are just so good. I really wish the show could have been more consistent all around, since those final episodes have some amazing scenes in them and some really great twists. Luckily for the show, we are able to get some amazing characters that are really able to carry some of those first few episodes. And first off, we have Wanda, and she is amazing, probably the best we have seen her throughout the entire MCU, with a great performance from Elizabeth Olsen, really giving her that dark edge kind of that we really haven't seen in her character before. We also have a fantastic performance from Paul Bettany as Vision, easily being the most relatable in this show than he has in the MCU as a whole. I really enjoyed what Vision was in this show, because throughout the entire MCU I didn't really like him that much, but in this show he was awesome and I really liked him. There's some other great characters in this show like Agnes and Monica and Agent Wu, and there's some other characters that are great as well, but I feel like they lean more on the side of spoiler territory, so I don't really want to get into that. But the characters in the show are overall really great. And throughout this entire show, these characters feel like they're trying to pretend to be happy, but it really just feels like a lie kind of, and these characters are just trying to put on a face that they're really enjoying this, even though it's something that really isn't that real. I think something a narrative can do, which is really good, is trying to push characters in directions they haven't been pushed before, and this narrative really pushes Wanda and Vision especially into different places we've never seen their characters, as they have to base this idea of that this isn't really real. This leads right in a tone and feel where they did a great job of setting up how this world feels. It has this idea where it's kind of a mystery, and I think that the whole show did a good job at trying to make you think and come to your own conclusions of what is happening in this world. I did a spoiler video after episode 5 of my predictions, where if you go back and watch that video, basically all of my predictions were wrong, and that's really fun because it was just my ideas and I was really off. And I really liked the mystery of this story and not really knowing where it was going. This show had a great tone and mystery around it with an interesting plot, It just took way too long for them to get to the good part. The characters definitely help out, but this leads to an entire show that very feels much like two separate parts, and one just being way more interesting than the other. Overall, I'm going to say that WandaVision is good. I think it barely scrapes into the good slot with those final knockout episodes that were truly amazing. And now remember, these are just my opinions, and I would love to hear yours down below. And why not share this video with a friend who watched WandaVision and wants to hear what someone else thinks about it. Remember, I have more WandaVision videos coming. I definitely have another one coming this weekend. And remember, my Rise of the Planet of the Apes movie review, and when that comes out tomorrow, I'll see you then. Bye.